Show. This week I've got a painting. I've done a painting and I've got a piece of writing on my wall and a few ideas about the year ahead. Well, here it is, the painting. Da -da -da. There we go. I thought of calling it Levels of Understanding. What a weird title. Anyway, let me know what you think, and I'll do another one for you. How's that? For a deal. So, here's the piece of writing. I don't know who wrote this. It is quite relevant to this time of the year as we look unto 2009. Because I liken it to standing before a great ocean and looking out and thinking, blimey, what's out there? So, here we go. I brought it in a flea market years ago. To laugh is to risk appearing a fool. To weep is to risk being called sentimental. To reach out to another is to risk involvement. To expose feelings is to risk showing your true self. To place your ideas and your dreams before the crowd is to risk being called naive. To love is to risk not being loved in return. To live is to risk dying. To hope is to risk despair. To try is to risk failure. The greatest risk in life is to risk nothing. The person who risks nothing, does nothing, has nothing, is nothing and becomes nothing. Only the person who risks is truly free. Wow, blimey, you wouldn't want to be the person who risks nothing, would you? Because you end up with nothing coming out your ears, but the looks. So there you go. That's been on my wall for a few years now. With other things, including the reflections on the Course in Miracles by Marianne Williamson that I read you a few weeks back. And I think that's fairly relevant as well now. I'm not going to read you the whole thing because I've already done that. But I am going to read you the first part because it's similar. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. So you want to remember that as you go into the new year. Because we don't know what lies ahead. And it's fairly relevant with the economic turmoil in all of the world at the moment, isn't it? Can be fearful. So, if we were looking out over the ocean, we wouldn't really be on the beach, would we? Because it is the 28th of December. We're in that strange place where we're kind of haven't quite done with that year, but we're not right into the next one. And we're kind of more, not even in the rock pool, we're more like in amongst the rocks. And there we are, sort of diving around, almost about to get out into the ocean. And I think, therefore, that the fourth paragraph of the Reflections from the Course in Miracles is therefore relevant. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. No, there's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. And therefore, in a metaphorical sense, I think you can think of kelp. Because kelp will be there amongst the rocks. And kelp is potentially dangerous. I know when I was young there was a diver in our area who couldn't even cut himself free with a knife and ended up drowning due to kelp. In fact, in certain parts of the world there is in fact forests of kelp, and it can be extremely dangerous. So you don't want to allow kelp to drag you under and smother you and drown you. But remember this about kelp, right? Kelp requires sunlight to grow and rocks to anchor onto. Right? It needs something to tangle with if you're going to tangle with it. And another thing to remember about kelp is that it's one of the highest sources of minerals and vitamins. And so therefore, it's quite a good idea if you eat kelp. Kelp can be consumed. It's available in tablet, capsule, liquid or powder form. You need not fear kelp when you can buy it in the shop. Kelp supplements may lose their potency over time, so store as directed by the manufacturer and be aware of expiration dates. So therefore, maybe there is not so much to fear as you may think. In fact, it can be good for you if you consume it. Kelp should be good for everyone due to its strengthening effect to the entire body, in fact, as I found out on the internet. Well, there you go. So if you can get yourself out from the rocks and swim out into the ocean deep, well, who knows what lies out there in 2009. But we shall see come January the 1st. Well, I'd just like to say thank you very much for those of you who have been watching my videos through the year. I appreciate it so much. I enjoy doing these videos very much so. And I'm racing towards 500 subscribers, which is fantastic. I'm going to keep doing it for the foreseeable future, and I certainly hope that you will continue watching so. And I'm going to get into the old painting now. It looks so. We'll see what's ahead in the new year. I hope your year has been pretty good, and I hope next year is going to be even better. Thanks very much for watching, like I say. All the best for 2009, and I'll see you next year. Thank you.